Going back to Wernher von Braun, the father of the NASA program, he was basically responsible, a former Nazi, for putting the man on the moon. And he said back in the 70s that there will be a war on terror. Then there will be a fear that they're going to impose on us from asteroids hitting us. And the last card they were going to play, according to his speechwriter and his manager, Carol Rosin, was that they will fake a false flag of aliens attacking us.
Oh, yes, we discussed it at every conference that we had with the military. There's always things like that going on. Flying saucers, and we've had other things, you know, if I'm not mistaken.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
Gathered in a schoolyard with about 20 other men, and we saw a bright light appear in the distant western skies, and it got closer and closer, and when it was just above the treetops, it changed color, and then it stayed there for a while, and then it disappeared into the distance. And none of us could ever imagine what it was, and I still don't know what it was.
In 76, he said you'd try and release all information to the public and to scientists about other UFO sightings.
Yes.
Do you think you achieved that?
I'm not sure, but we did release a lot of the information, but I don't know how much was not released.
The 3 astronauts of Apollo 11 who went to the moon back in 1969 all said that they believe there is life beyond Earth. Do you agree?
You know, I don't know, and I don't presume to know. What I know is there is life here on Earth, and that we're not attending to life here on Earth. We're not taking care of kids who are alive and unfortunately are not getting health care. We're not taking care of senior citizens who are alive and are seeing their heating prices go up. So as president, those are the people I will be attending to first. There may be some other folks on their way. There may be some other folks on their way. There may be some other folks on their way.
Hard to get inflation in a depressed economy. But if you had a program of government spending plus an expansionary policy by the Fed, you could get that. So if you think about using all of these things together, you could accomplish, a great deal. I mean, if we discovered that space aliens were planning to attack, and we needed a massive buildup to counter the space alien threat, and really inflation and budget deficits took secondary place to that, this slump would be over in 18 months. And then if we discovered, whoops, we made a mistake, there aren't actually any space aliens.
So we need Orson Welles, is what you're saying.
No, there was a Twilight Zone episode like this in which scientists fake an alien threat in order to achieve world peace. Well, this time we don't need it. We need it in order to get some fiscal stimulus.
Let's say that a civilization is hostile. Hollywood has brainwashed us into thinking that it's going to be a titanic battle between David and Goliath. I mean, give me a break. More than likely, it's going to be between Bambi and Godzilla.
Now, if there is a life form out there, they could be literally millions of years ahead of us. The universe is 13.7 billion years old, so a million years is nothing compared to the age of the universe. And for the most part, I think they're going to be friendly. But if they are hostile, it would be like Bambi meeting Godzilla if we ever had to fight them.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, realize that if they're that advanced, they can reach the Earth from a distant star. They are already thousands of years ahead of us in technology. And we would present no military challenge to such an advanced civilization. Now realize for the most part, there are lots of uninhabited planets with resources on them. So if they can reach the Earth, they can certainly reach other planets that are uninhabited. So for the most part, I think they're going to leave us alone. But if one of them is hostile, watch out. We would be a pushover for them. Forget all the Hollywood movies.
You also make the point, too, that if aliens ever did invade, it could be an opportunity, a chance for countries, for nations to get together when they see a common enemy.
That's right. When President Ronald Reagan met Mikhail Gorbachev, Gorbachev was shocked out of his mind that Ronald Reagan said to him, you know, if the Martians ever invade the Earth, you and me would be allies in the fight against the Martians. Well, Gorbachev later wrote that he was floored by that comment, but you know something? Ronald Reagan was probably right. If we are ever invaded by the Martians or some advanced civilizations, we would hunker down. We would get together to fight off the Martians.